10 minutes into the show, we're going to go to, well, actually, we are up live now and recording. I see the red button up in the top of the screen. So welcome to everybody to Cannabis Pitch Live. My name is Jeff Walter, along with your co-host, Reggie Grant and Joe Hager. Today's opportunity is here to talk about a few things. One, we're going to have a cooking demonstration on how to cook with edibles from Chef Nikko, our resident chef. And we will have Rico Lamitte to talk about, I'm sorry about that. Okay, thank you for correcting me. Rico is going to be talking about racial injustice topics along the line of how it affects the cannabis industry, you know, and how we've been seeing some things here in regard to the effect of the racial injustice to the industry that we're in. So first things first, let's kick things off and say hello to everybody, and also our buddy here, Chef Nikko, who's busy in the kitchen. Chef Nikko's camera is still vertically standing instead of, we could see you on a very narrow horizon here.
Yeah, I'm not so sure how that came out. Trying to figure out how that might actually get fixed. Here, let me see if I can work that out. You guys jump into something and see what I can do with that.
All right, so you know what? Why don't we start the topic of saying hello to everybody and passing around for some brief introductions while we wait for Chef Nikko to get that taken care of. Why don't we start with Joe Hager? Say hello and then pass it off to Reggie, and then we'll go around the room for anybody that would like to just quickly say hello and introduce yourself who is in the room at the moment.
Hey there, everyone. My name is Joe Hager. I am a partner in Cannabis Pitch Live, original founder. I also own an edibles company based out of Oklahoma City. It is called Nature's Key, and I have recently relocated from New York City, which was home for me for the better part of a decade, down to Oklahoma City to be with the business. And additionally, Jeff and I serve as Jeff's director of sales for CJ Rocks Consulting.
Absolutely, and we're in the payment processing business. For those that don't know that, in the marijuana industry specifically, we help people with the payment solutions of being able to get e-checks and cashless ATMs. Reginald Grant, are you out there?
I'm here live and kicking. Thank you so much from Los Angeles, California. Appreciate everybody being on board. I'm just a little worker bee. You can always find me at Cannabis Pitch Live or ReginaldGrant.com. Peace, love, and happiness. Great show on board. Great people.
Thank you, Reggie. Let's turn it over to say hello to Nana.
Hi all, how are you doing? Jeff invited me. Jeff has been a colleague of me for a while. We work at the car rental at Hertz, and he moved on, and I also moved on, and he just asked me to join this call to see, you know, because I'm actually looking for new opportunities to explore.
Thank you for joining us today. Let's go down to PC. PC, you said you out there?
Yeah, this is Leroy Gambrell. I'm sorry, it should be changed to my name. I'm not sure why it still has PC, but good afternoon, everyone. I'm calling you from Northern California, Stanislaus County.
All right, and we'll go to Zenobia. I see she's live with her microphone on today.
Yes, I'm more ready today, even though it's like 100 degrees out here now. Southern Cal, heated up. Zenobia Millette, the Funding Boutique, founder, serial entrepreneur, and I'm here to help entrepreneurs who get no love from traditional banking working capital programs. So here I am.
Perfect, thank you. Let's see, Gaetano, you hear me?
Yes. Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
How are you?
Good, good.
Go ahead, tell us a little bit about yourself real quick.
So Gaetano Lardiri from Newark, New Jersey. I've been in the cannabis space about 5 years. I'm retired from the pharmaceutical industry, and my company, THCBD, we focus on synthetic biology and nanotechnology, and we're raising funds to get my senior scientists in the lab. We can synthesize cannabinoids. So.
Awesome. Mike Polo, I'm sorry, let's see, Michelo Polo. Would you like to say hello, sir? Okay. I think we're having technical difficulties. Emily Clapp, are you out there?
Hey Jeff, how are you?
Fantastic.
You
And
remember from
yourself?
the Cannabis Pitch Live?
I'm sorry?
You remember me from the Cannabis Pitch Live?
I didn't hear what you said. You're breaking up.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, do you remember me from the Pitch Live event?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. Thank you for joining us again here today. And good to speak with you again. Rico, you out there? I think Rico has his button on mute there.
Yes, sir.
So
Can you hear me?
let me introduce everyone to Rico. Rico is going to be our featured guest today. Rico is going to be here to speak about racial injustice, and he's got a whole movement that he's going to talk about, and to make sure that we're all well aware, and everybody that watches this program, the bulk of the program today is to, discuss the inequalities that's going on. And while Chef Nikko, whenever you're ready there, Nikko, why don't you do this? Keep working away. We'll get back to you. If we could do this, Rico, we're going to kind of pair back and forth. We'll start one conversation, go to the other when he's ready, because cooking takes time. So, and then we'll come back to you to close out the program. Does that work, Rico?
Yeah. Can you hear me on this mic?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Rico Lamitte here out of Los Angeles. And I'm a public speaker, motivational speaker, 2-time TEDx alumni. What else? Brought 2 companies public in the cannabis space over the last 4 years. It was my second round in the cannabis space, 10 years in corporate finance in between. My first one, head of growth for Cannagather. I'm producing right now a large virtual event for Ebony Magazine, bringing together a lot of Black and brown folks that are investors to highlight some of the brightest and best in the cannabis industry as far as Black people for Juneteenth weekend. I think that this is a great opportunity. Appreciate you guys bringing me on. Jeff, it's good to finally connect with Cannabis Pitch Live. Now, last time I had my cousin died last time, the same weekend when you guys were out in LA. And
as I mentioned before, we all extended sympathies and prayers to you and your family.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, and love what you guys are doing on the East Coast. Anything I could do to support, let me know. And I got some business for you too, Jeff.
All right, great. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's always a good reason to get together, right?
Yeah.
So why don't we let you start on, some of your pitches until Chef Nikko chimes in and said he's ready to go, or does he look like he's ready to go?
I'm all set, ready to go. If you guys want to go with Rico first and get everybody
Actually, what I'd prefer to talk about food first, because Rico can actually fill in the gap right up to close. I don't want your food there to dry out. I don't think Rico does either.
No worries. Everything is in good shape.
Take it away there, Chef Nikko.
All right. How's everybody doing today? My name is Chef Nikko. I am the president and founder of 2 businesses. The first is Fresh New Food Concepts, and the other one is Nutrition Fit. And in this segment, we will be cooking with terpenes. So there is a shopping list that was placed out to those that may want to follow. Please understand that just for the sake of time, I've already created the crust. You have the ingredients to create the crust. You're just going to add those ingredients together, slowly add the liquid until you make this crust, and you're just going to place it into your dish. Yes, you can buy a crust if you'd like to, but we do not know the oils that are in that crust. In regards to nutrition, we have to make sure that you're getting the healthy fats, which are olive oil, coconut oil, or grass-fed butter. And it just so happens to be that those are the 3 popular ones to create a great extraction for your flours or your keef. And that's basically the ones that we're dealing with today. There's other extractions. We went into that last week. We're putting all that food science and we're executing it into an awesome demo. So this is a 10-minute demo on how to make a white chocolate lavender raspberry tart. So in this crust is a half a teaspoon of an extraction that I made with coconut oil. That extraction in its total, the entire batch, is 26,000 milligrams. So this is when it goes into microdosing. All I need is half a teaspoon of that in this and a half a teaspoon in the wet mixture. and that's going to give us a total of 2,300 milligrams. Once we cut that up into 8 slices, now we're talking a little more microdosing for the novice or the beginners that are walking in, the ones that maybe smoke once a day. That is actually going to give you per slice 325 milligrams, which is going to give you a very nice edible. It's not going to have you fall down the rabbit hole. You can definitely enjoy that whole slice. Once we get this all mixed up, I'm going to show you how to plate it up. We're going to have ourselves a good time. So basically, when you get your mixture together, you want to warm up your cream and your white chocolate, let it come to warm. After you've done that, your egg goes in there. The reason why you want it warm, because if you do it hot, you will scramble the egg, and that's just not going to be well for the custard portion of it all, okay? Once you mix all that together, now we're going to add that 2.5 teaspoons of the organic coconut sativa oil that I use to extract and make. Like I said, this bottle is a total of 26,000 milligrams. So this is all that you need. 1/2 teaspoon in the liquid, 1/2 teaspoon in the crust, and that will make a 2,300 milligram total edible. Like I said, this is for the beginners, and that's okay, because I have something for all of the veterans out there that have no problem enjoying a nice high dose and it's not going to mess you up. I'll show you how to incorporate that. And I'll also show you how to incorporate some fresh terpenes. This way you can get some of the phytonutrients from that, because that's really where the benefit of the terpenes are coming from. Yes, it promotes flavor and so on, but in this state, we're going to promote some of the nutrition that actually goes into it. All right, so that's done. That's simple. We're just going to pour that into the crust. Your oven will be set at 325. This is real simple, guys. All you got to do is just add these wet mixtures together. Pour that into the crust. These are some raspberries. We're just going to place some raspberries inside. Once we get all those inside, or a portion of them, and you want to sprinkle them around this way as it begins to cook. It has a nice even finish to it. And there we go. That's fair enough. All right. So now we're going to get that into the oven at 325. And that will cook for about 30 minutes. At your first time checking, 325 on the bottom oven for about 30 minutes. You're going to check it. If it's jiggly in the center, you can set it for another 7 minutes. If it's a little bit slightly jiggly after that, set it for another 5. Less is more. You don't want to overdo your tart. All right? So once your tart is done, and this is the done version of the tart. Once your tart is done, we now go into a plating action of that tart. You definitely want it to sit for a while. It depends. Some people like warm tarts. For me, setting up a nice dessert, I like to have a cooler tart. This way I could work out a punch ring. Here, give me 1 second. I'm going to grab a ring so I can show you exactly how to plate this. I'll be back in 1 second.
I don't know about anybody else, but my sweet tooth is starting to talk to me about right now.
I was going to say, I hope everybody's enjoying Nico's demonstration. Looks like he's back in the kitchen. Take it away, Nico.
Yes. So this right here is a bakery circle. You can get it online at Amazon. These are really great to plate, both sweet and savory. They come in all different sizes. I'm going to use the big one. Now, the other one that's in the oven can take the 8 slices. This one is a coconut milk. That one is a cream. So I wanted to show the difference between some that may actually be lactose intolerant. If anybody wants to understand how to make real coconut milk, from breaking open the coconut, blending it, and straining it, we have some wonderful classes on Yaymaker. You can find that on Nutrition Fit 44 on Instagram. It's right there in the profile. You can check out some of the classes we request as you need. I'll make sure you get it good. Either way, I'm going to show you how this gets done. So, in the eyes of Chef Nikko, you have all these wonderful patterns. I am going to find that one right there. It looks like a nice all you can. So we're going to put this circle right there. And now we're going to pop that out, place that onto the plate, and decorate it up nice. And I wanted to invite you guys to my cooking studio. I rented out a nice little spot just to show people that you don't need a commercial kitchen. You need just a regular stove, a regular range, and this is my private cooking studio. So you guys are more than welcome to always come in, ask questions, enjoy, and this is how we actually start to learn together and grow together. That's where all of the cooking classes will take place, is in this kitchen. So,
well, thank you, Nikko. That was impressive. Your demonstration was great. We look forward to you putting together something for us next week as you finish the plating of it here. And as soon as he's finished plating it, we're going to turn the show right over to Rico, and then we're going to talk about some racial injustice issues that are affecting the marijuana community, the CBD community, and let him take over from there.
awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right. So this right here is a melted down cacao sauce. Cacao is a high antioxidant, and for all the smokers, it's really important to understand that as you ingest this carbon from the interaction of lighting your flower on fire, it does the psychoactive connection and turns the THCA into delta-9 THC. We need an antioxidant to get into your body to start breaking up some of these oxidized properties that happen from actually smoking. So for the experienced ones, you can dose this sauce, and we can turn a 325 milligram plate, and we start adding another 50 to 75 milligrams. So now this is where the math starts coming into play. In addition to that, I have, and this is some of the easiest pipe bags known to existence, is a regular Ziploc bag, and what you're looking at here is a pomegranate raspberry hemp sauce. All these sauces and all these classes can definitely be understood and done on YayMaker. That is my cooking class platform, so you guys can always request that there. Going back to this, I just clipped a little bit of the corner. I'm going to squeeze some to the end. This is some really good DIY at-home solution for a pipe bag, and I'm just going to make a few dots. And there we go. Nothing serious, nice and easy. And then we'll back it up with some more of the chocolate sauce. And there goes one. There goes two. And there goes three. When doing the plating, always remember, those that really want to do something, you have to make sure that you're working with your odd numbers. That's what really, pops out for most people. I like to use a plastic fork or a skewer. Show everybody real quick how you actually decorate this. And you take it and you swish it. And you take it again and you swish it. And you take it again and you swish it one more time. And this is how you get those wonderful decorations. Now, this right here to Chef Nikko is not appealing. So how do we cover that up? How do we make that showroom finish? Show you that right now. And this is where we add another component of phytonutrients and fresh terpenes by going with mint leaf, okay? We're going to take that mint leaf, and we're literally going to place it right in front of that and not have any more worries on how that piece may have looked. Now,
all right,
starting, we are going to add some violet sage flowers that I use quite often. So I just went outside and I just grabbed up some beautiful flowers. And this is another source of terpenes.
Nikko, we got to move to the next topic here tonight. We could definitely come back to you at the end if the thing allows, but I definitely want to give Rico some time here.
Absolutely. We'll show the plating at the end. Definitely enjoy, and we'll do this again, all right?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Chef.
Rico, the time is now yours to finish up the show. I know you have a big movement in the industry and you're trying to focus on being fair to everyone involved. And we're happy to have you. We're happy to have you talk about everything that you're involved with. And please take it away, Rico. You're on
hear me
mute
okay?
there, Rico. There you go.
Cool. Much appreciated, Jeff. Appreciate you, and anything you want to do out here, I got you too, brother. I think somebody has a little wind going in there. Now, since I got in the industry on the legal side about 4 years ago, I had a cancer scare, had a tumor, and my father died of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. My grandfather, he's on his second round of prostate cancer. My uncle died during the pandemic of stomach cancer. My other uncle, multiple myeloma. It's on both sides of the family. I'm the only one that had a benign tumor. I'm the only one that has been a cannabis consumer along the way. I ended up giving up a 10-year career in corporate finance because I believed in the plan. It saved me from addiction. Going through college football, training for the NFL, ruptured my Achilles, and a couple months before that, I had a sore throat, went to the team doctor. She gave me unlimited refills of Vicodin. We were poor and couldn't really live off that the stipend that Northwestern gave me. So we started selling Vicodin, ruptured my Achilles, and started selling it on the street. When I ran out, we didn't have Obamacare at the time. So I started selling weed in Chicago to support my opioid habit. It was Vicodin, Norco, Ambien because I couldn't sleep, Zoloft because I was depressed because my homeboys were in the league and I was not. Ended up going on tour with a bunch of pop stars, Justin Timberlake, Nas, Akon, Green Day, Pussycat Dolls, to name a few. And then I found out how much my best friend from college was making in corporate finance. And so sold out, got in at just the wrong time in 07, rode all the way down and then back up. I always joke and say the best job security a black man can have in corporate America is in finance, because there's only one of us in every office. They got diversity quotas. But no, I rode it all the way up, made a lot of money, gave up my morals along the way. Marriage was on the rocks. I was obese, adult acne, and I was a secret addict still. One of my best buddies from school introduced me to his dispensary owner friend when I was traveling in LA, and he called me out on being an addict. He said that I had a twitch. They knew all too well, and he introduced me into cannabis as medicine. I didn't know the science at all at the time, and I was like, okay, this is a Cali grade medical. I'm gonna bring this back to Chicago. That's all I knew. But 7 months later, I didn't even know those pills anymore. I've been an advocate ever since. 3 years after that, when I had my tumor and I dropped out of corporate finance, I was driving up the road, driving up to Oregon. Took 2 weeks of leave of absence from work. I was branch manager at one of the largest firms in the world. My particular branch, we had 46 billion under management, and I just quit. I was done with it. My wife patched things out with me. I ended up taking a job in the industry. Took that company public. We had 3 dispensary accounts when I first got in. Ended up with 176 going door to door at dispensaries. Nobody was willing to do the ground game that I did. I made a lot of friends around the way because I spoke the universal language of respect. When I got in, I just wanted to help Black and brown people have the same opportunity that I saw in the cannabis industry that was coming about 4 years ago. And it fell upon a lot of deaf ears. So I started a foundation, and we got over 1,000 records expunged. At the end of that, we were in our silent period. We were going public, and I got my company set aside $20 million to support diversity and inclusion initiatives. And I found out that my partner at my foundation she was embezzling money. Couldn't use any of that. So just at that time, I was heating up in the cannabis industry. I just won High Times 100 Most Influential People for private parties, for celebrities and pro athletes and investors in the cannabis industry. And I met Josh Weinstein. So shout out to Josh. I was introduced to him over the phone by Denise Biderman, the founder of Mary's List. She always comes to my events and parties out here. Said he was trying to bring it out to LA, unsuccessfully twice before. And gave him a quick phone call. Wasn't really much to it. But I didn't bite on that. But it just so happened I was throwing a private event, a private party at Soho House in Manhattan in the Meatpacking District. So I got a chance to see Cannagather, and I saw exactly why he failed when he brought it out here. Negotiated a deal with him, let me take over creative control, and bring in the audience that we needed to. The one thing that I saw with the social equity movement out here, and I caught a lot of heat for saying this out loud on stage about 2.5 years ago. I let people know, like, I'm 100% behind social equity. I love the philosophy. I love the idea of it. But here in California, it's DOA. There's no affirmative action in California. So no affirmative action. California wants to act like a country, not a state. So all the laws are a municipality up, which means you can't really scale unless you have tens of millions of dollars. And then the last thing is it's a bad deal. It's a bad deal for both ends, both for the corporations that are partnering, the large entities, the large investors that are partnering with the applicants. And for the applicants, it's a bad deal as well. It's more attractive for predators to get in and just bet on applicants failing. So after my foundation failed, I stepped down from that entity, and I decided to bring that to Cannagather. So with Cannagather, a lot of large industry operators actually pay us for access to our network. That's where we get our keynotes from. And so Josh had a great platform, great structure to it. And it was nothing that the West Coast had ever seen. So I brought it out here, and I took a big chunk of that money that these large sponsors came in for the keynote, and I gave that directly to social equity applicants, social impact organizations, and gave them free tables. So for all these large white-run companies that would come and pay to get access to me bringing out 250, 300 people a month to Cannagather, I was able to get social equity applicants at the table, and they were able to rub elbows with people that never, ever get the chance to meet. Along the way, I got 21 companies funding last year. 5 of them were social equity companies at Cannagather. That's what I say my superpower is, bringing people together, opposite ends of the spectrum. It's really important that we honor the culture of the cannabis industry. And that's why a lot of companies fail when they get into California. But that's also why California companies fail when they get out of California, because it's all culture, and they leave behind the other 2 aspects. There's 3 aspects of a successful cannabis company: culture, economics, and the medicine. You gotta have the medicinal side of it, and all 3 of those allow companies to move forward. What I see more and more, which is why I ended up leaving my company after we went public, is there's a lot of white-owned, like, large companies that are colonizing the culture. They're colonizing the entire industry right now. There's nothing wrong with white dudes in suits at all, but they think that it's big pharma. They think that it's big alcohol. They think there's big tobacco. It's not. It's medicine. Something that I refuse to let happen in this industry is for there to be weed deserts. And what I mean by that is, in Chicago, before I left Chicago 8 years ago, I was an art major in college. I taught an art program on the south side and west side of Chicago, and I brought a lot of kids to the MCA, where I had 2 pieces at the MCA in Chicago, the problem to the Art Institute, because they'd never been to Magnificent Mile. It's crazy. And you go out to where they live, they got food deserts, miles and miles with no grocery stores, no nutrition. That's why we got issues in Chicago in the ghettos. And I refuse to let that happen in the cannabis industry as well, because that is what's happening right now. Folks in the hood, they can't get good medicine. This helped me break my addiction. Like literally when we were in college football, we were beta testing for Big Pharma. It's huge. Before there was any big digital data 20 years ago, they were beta testing on us, you know, and we got like a small settlement out of it, but that's pretty much it. We can't have Big Pharma take over this and take over the movement that we have going. We're just getting going as far as getting education out to communities of color. I've teamed up with some of the largest entities in the US. Ebony Magazine being one of them. This whole George Floyd thing that happened, it's terrible. But at the same time, everybody's at home during the pandemic. We got everybody's ears, we got everybody's eyes right now. It's time to have a call to action to take our investment dollars out of Rome, because Rome is burning. Period. Cannabis is a agriculturally based economy that is on the brink. In December, the UN and the World Health Organization are meeting, and they're gonna have a vote to decriminalize worldwide. Right now, we've lost about 4 or 5 generations of Black and brown brothers and sisters to the war on drugs, the illegal and racist war on drugs. And we have less than a 4% stake in the entire industry. It's despicable. Right now, as we see that money is crumbling around us, a lot of us are missing the big picture. And the big picture is capitalism runs this world. And we're due 11% of that, because we have about 11%, Black people alone, we have about 11% of the entire world's wealth. So that means about $15 trillion that we should have. We can do that in the cannabis industry, both on the THC side, CBD side, and in the industrial hemp. Everything around us can be built by that. It's crazy. And so that's what I'm doing with Ebony Magazine next weekend, Juneteenth weekend. It is the, for everybody, you know, that doesn't know Juneteenth, it's the celebration of the actual ending of slavery. Donald Trump, like him or not, whatever, he has a lot of echoes about his entire being with Richard Nixon. John F. Kennedy put a lot of stuff together, and obviously he was assassinated. Richard Nixon actually put through a lot of these civil rights movements back in the day. Donald Trump is doing a lot of that thing, those same things. The Senate, believe it or not, pushed through Juneteenth as being a national holiday. It was stalled out by the House. It's a good chance it gets moved past that this year, and we actually get it as a national holiday and can be recognized as such. I'm teaming up with Ebony Magazine. We've got like I have 29 Black and brown CEOs, C-suite executives already on board, signed up for speaking next weekend for this, a virtual conference, both Friday and Saturday. Friday's mainstream business, Saturday's all cannabis. Names like Kareem Webb, Dr. Rachel Knox, bring it up right here. We got Miko Hester Perez, Virgil Grant, Shewun Adedeji, the youngest Black, I should say African-American, he's an immigrant. African-American, you guys still hear me? Cool. He's the youngest African-American multi-state operator. Got Eric Brooks from Fourth Movement as well, COO. Leo Bridgewater, Chris Jackson, board member at NCIA, just to name a few. The lineup is incredible. We've got lots of stuff to talk about, and we really need to showcase these Black and brown business leaders that aren't getting the investment dollars through mainstream America, through mainstream sources, from white dollars and Black dollars. We need to get more Black investors to invest in Black businesses abroad. But right now, the biggest opportunity, bar none, is cannabis. And so that's what my mission is. We're donating 20% of all of that to the Buy COVID initiative. And that is with my man, Tommy Johnson. He is the founder, leader of Originals Nation, a Black economic group in Los Angeles. I've been with them for like 3 years. Our mantra is no broke friends. We actually bring a lot of folks, no matter what their background is, into financial literacy, connect them with entrepreneurs, and promote Black and brown entrepreneurship. So he teamed up with Patrice Cullors, the founder of Black Lives Matters. And we actually got Dr. Dre to buy 500, him and Jimmy Iovine bought 500,000 rapid testing kits for COVID-19 for the city of Compton. We have Asia Brown, she's gonna be announcing that. The mayor of Compton, she's gonna be announcing that on next Friday on our programming. We got the city of St. Louis buy the same thing. My alma mater, Northwestern University, they dropped 100, they bought 100,000 as well for the city of Chicago. What's going on right now, the protesting in the streets is great. We're at a pivotal moment in the US, but we're about 30% of the death rate with COVID-19. So we got to make sure we get people the knowledge to know if they are carrying the antibodies, knowledge to know if they actually have COVID-19 and they're infectious right now. We have the opportunity to do that. We have 98% rate of success with these tests. We have 3 different suppliers for that. We have the vehicle. So now we're getting out to Black and brown communities because we are the essential workers, whether it's in the cannabis industry or not. So that's what we're doing. A huge mission from me. That's what my focus is. Teamed up with some of the excellent people. Happy Monkey. You guys know Happy Monkey, my boy, my guy Vlad from out in New York. He's pushing this real big as well. But the key here is just unity. It doesn't matter about Black, white, brown at all. We just know that the focus right now is on Black folks. And the positive thing about what happened with George Floyd a few weeks back is that white folks are now listening. They're internalizing what has been happening to the Black community for 400 years. So if they're listening and they are looking to get down with the movement, and I got a lot of people reached out saying they want to help. The best way to help is offer 1 or 2 things. Recognize that privilege is a powerful platform. We only want 2 things from you: money or the microphone. That's it. Let us use your platforms to get our messaging out or help us economically. This is a capitalist society. That's it. In order for us to thrive as a community, we need to secure that bag. We need to create generational wealth. And that's what equity means to me. And that's why it's equity, not equality. Like, screw equality. We need equity. And it doesn't mean business, we're running a business. We talk about we want our cut and what's going on. Traditional capitalism, we built that. We didn't get a fair shake at equity in that. Cannabis was just starting. We need that, period. So that's why I'm pushing for equity abroad, federally. Anything that I can do to amplify anybody else's movements that align with ours, please let me know. Me, I just had a baby girl born. She's a pandemic baby. She just had her a 2-month birthday yesterday. The good thing about that is it made sure that I wasn't in the streets, because I would be in the streets protesting as well, right? I've been here and I've been able to connect with more people than I ever have been able to get messaging out. So I've just been working behind the scenes, working, building coalitions, building connections with people. And that's what I'm trying to build: unity. Black, white, brown, doesn't matter. We need all hands on deck. We need to make sure that the culture is not colonized, and we can work with this all together. So that's me in a nutshell. That's what I'm doing right now. Black folks, brown folks aren't getting a fair shake with investments. They're not getting a fair shake with opportunity. Now that we have the microphone, like, just got to let it be known. And that's how you can help us out.
Rico, thank you very much for that. And I think it's very important what you're discussing. This is a great topic to continue. I think at this point, everybody needs to focus. It's not about the rioting. It's about the message. It's about the other people out there. People need to realize that no one is out there, you know, promoting the riots. And that's not what people are out there for, but what they're out there for is the message. And then people are doing things behind the message that's improper. And I know that no one's, supporting that aspect. So just to make sure that everybody has a good understanding, everybody that wants to help Rico with his movement, please sign up for his programs that he has on the weekend. I think it might be a good thing for everybody involved if you have the time. And, we do appreciate you joining the show today. Does anybody have any questions for Rico before we turn it back over to take a look at that nice food that I see in my upper right-hand corner of my screen from Chef Nikko?
1 second, Reggie Grant here. Dynamic presentation, dynamic, on point. It's always about economic empowerment. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us. Appreciate you. I have a couple of people that I need to give to you to connect the dots, but I'll reach out directly.
Much love, Reggie. And Reggie, whenever you want to get on Cannagather, the floor is yours, brother.
I don't need to get on there. Shoot, I'll send Jeffrey, Joe. We have you. We don't need me.
Yeah. Let's take a look before we wrap things up tonight. Actually, no, wait. Zenobia just asked a question to Rico on our group chat. It says, Rico, what's the link for the Ebony site? Can you please post it on the chat for everybody to see?
Yes.
And then I'm going to bring it over to Chef Nikko to show us what the final plate looks like, because everybody is hungry, and it seems like it's dessert time at almost 8 o'clock here on the East Coast. And it's pre-dinner for everybody out there on the West Coast. Nikko, you want to take it away and show us your final plating?
There we go. Okay, you can hear me now. So I'm going to turn this plate right here. It is a rustic infusion of a lavender white chocolate raspberry tart with cacao sauce, as well as a pomegranate raspberry hemp sauce. Both the chocolate and the raspberry sauce bring this up total to 425 milligrams. You understand more of that? All you got to do is go check me out on my website at pvtchefnikko.com, and we're out.
Awesome, Chef. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you, Rico. I really appreciate how you're speaking about Black excellence. And I'm so happy to hear that there's going to be economic reform in the nature of how we need it moving in 2020. Salute to that as well.
And Rico, just so that we note here, I don't see your response to Zenobia. So if you can, please respond on that chat and give her the website so that everybody can see. Rico, can you hear me? You're on mute there, buddy.
I sent that to Reggie.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That explains it.
I'm putting it out to everybody. Yeah, I'm sending it to everybody.
Thank you.
Yep.
There you go.
Right there.
Okay, we got that.
Dynamic presentation. Dynamic. This is our best one yet. Looking forward to it. Chef, you need to just ship that to my house so I can eat it today.
No worries about it. As long as we got that information in the description, everybody's going to know how to get these excellent plates with the nutrition.
Come on, man. You lost your mind.
Actually, Chef Nikko, you probably have a better chance of sending it to my house in New Jersey than you would to Reggie in California. But I know that next week, so let's ask Chef Nikko, what does he get? Put him on the spot here. If you know, what are you cooking for us next week?
Okay, so today we did sweet. Next week we're doing savory. We're going to do a 10-minute hack on a wild-caught roasted salmon with a ancient grain, and how we promote the phytonutrients of a raw cold salad, being that it's nice and warm out now. We're going to put all that together. I'm going to get you guys nutrition fit.
Wow, that sounds great, Nikko. We can't wait for next week. We hope you all join us again next week. Same time, same place on Zoom. As long as this pandemic continues, we will be right here on your channel on Zoom. And we hope to see you all back next week, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Thank you for joining Cannabis Pitch Live. This has been a great day, and hopefully we'll have every one of you back again to continue the conversations that we've had in the past. And thank you very much to our two guests, Rico and Nikko. Thanks again, and have a great day, everybody.
Thanks so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Give me out, Leroy.
Wonderful one. Enjoy, stay safe, and be healthy.
Be safe, everyone. Take care.
Too.
Bye.